Hey, what's good? This is DJ Vetti. I'm over here chilling with Salute the DJ podcast.
What's going on with DJ Vetti?
Shit, man, just been working and, just been making beats, producing, with the hottest artists in the Bay. Making a whole conglomerative project within producers and artists so we all could create one beautiful sound.
Dope. So, what got you your start as far as being a DJ?
Well, back in the day, my dad, he used to be a DJ for an old 90s group called Total Devastation. And ever since then, back in the 90s, he's been teaching me throughout these years to, become a DJ and, teaching me the tricks, certain terms like kicks, snares, and, cue points, all that stuff. And then,
How old were you when you started?
I was 8 when I first learned how to
Wow.
DJ. Yeah.
Okay, so you've been DJing a while.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's been a while, but then I started taking it seriously senior year of high school. And then 2 years went on with that, doing dances and doing like bars. And then I just kind of stopped doing that so I could focus kind of more on work to make some money. But I'm back to doing it again. So I've been doing nightclubs like the Grand, Valencia Room, Providence. So it's pretty cool.
Gotcha. So when did the production come into place? I mean, obviously you started DJing at 8. What got you onto the production side? Like, what's the story?
For the production side, so my dad, he also did production too.
Huh.
So I always thought that was another lane I could step in terms of making music. And, DJing is cool too, but I also would like to, make music and also play it at the same time. So I started producing senior year of high school too, but I didn't really take it serious like that just because I didn't think I was that good at it. Obviously, I just started, so it's just like, it wouldn't sound that good anyways. But I just kept practicing and kept doing it for years on. And then I'll say about 2 years ago is when I really started taking production seriously. And I feel like that's more of my favorite part, or like my favorite thing to do in music, like besides DJing, is production. And like, you meet new people, you get to network, you get to connect, and I feel like that's just a skill that's, for me, is better to learn, to be honest.
What got you to kind of put together the idea that you could not only do the production, but do the song arrangement? Like, what got you to that point?
Oh, okay. So in terms of the song arrangement,
Yeah.
I feel like that's just an important aspect to producing, and what put me on with that is I feel like I just have a great skill on picking certain artists and putting them where they need to be. And like, if they don't like where they need to be and they have a different opinion, I'm always open to hearing that. But it's just, how can I say it? I like creating and manipulating certain selections of the song, to make a whole creative aspect of it. So it's song selection is pretty important to me. In terms of DJing too, like as a DJ, I'm already naturally sounded at seeing what the audience likes and what they don't like. So when it comes to making music, I know what's going to hit the audience more and what's not.
How long you been producing for? Like, what age would you say you started making beats?
17.
17. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little bit later down the road.
Yeah. But I started taking it seriously 2 years ago. So like, what is that? 25 right now. So 23.
23.
Yeah.
Okay. So from 17 to 23, you were just like kind of not light dabbling, but maybe just learning the skills that it took to almost be like the well-rounded producer you are now.
Exactly. So it took some time. I mean, I still, like, I wasn't selling beats because to me they weren't that good, and they're just beats I just fucked around and made. But when I first sold my first beat, it felt pretty good, even though it was only like $50. But it, it's still a long time has passed since then. So I feel like, as more as I progress and practice,
Yeah.
my beats become better.
Well, I mean, look at it like this. How long does it take for you to make a beat?
It's a good one. It determines on what type of beat it is.
How long did it take for you to make the one that you sold for $50?
Like 30 minutes.
Yeah, so you made $100 an hour.
Yeah, basically.
Right? I mean, at the end of the day, I think, and I'm not speaking for all our parents, but most of our parents don't make $100 an hour.
Yeah.
So you making $50 in 30 minutes, that's still a great wage
Mm-hmm.
in comparison to, obviously, you would have to do that 8 times a day, right? For it to really
work it.
to really say like, oh, I make $100 an hour, but it's still, that margin is what it is. You definitely got paid $100 an hour
Mm-hmm.
for that beat, and he's booked 30 minutes of that hour, so you got $50. It's still decent, really, at the end of the day, because in the beat making world, that's a work for hire. That doesn't exclude you from your royalties. So if that song were to take off, you got a $50 work for hire plus whatever on the back end. It's not a bad day's work.
Exactly.
So tell us about your first album that you dropped, and when did what's the name of the album, and when did it drop?
Okay, so I dropped 2, right? So my first one was called Patiently Waiting. That was dropped back in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And basically how that came about was that was my first songs I ever worked with artists.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in the time during the pandemic, so going to the studio and stuff like that was kind of an issue, because like couldn't really go anywhere. So everything had to be done via email. So it was like kind of hard to like vibe with people if I never really met them. But I still connect. I still like try to get as much as I can through like messages and stuff like that. But the artists I met throughout that time, it was pretty dope. I mean, it was kind of like there was no real theme to it, so a lot of the songs sound different from each other. So there was like no like real like similar tone to it. So I just try to like put out my beat making as much as I can. Like try to just make any type of beat, even though it doesn't all sound well together. It's still a pretty dope sound.
What's your favorite song on the first project, just so people can go check it out?
I'm Patiently Waiting. Favorite song, probably the first one I ever made, Menace to Society.
Okay.
So that one was pretty dope. I sampled the movie in the beginning of it, so it was pretty dope. And like I had 3 artists, one named Fast Eddie, he from Sac, another one named L2X from Richmond, another one named Don Stadium, he from Oakland. So it's like it was my first time working with artists, but also bringing artists together. And then once I worked with them, they started working with each other after that. So I felt like I was like that middle guy to bring them in.
It's dope.
Yeah.
So you just dropped a new album also.
Mm-hmm. It's a V for Vetti.
V for Vetti.
Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of like V for Vendetta.
Gotcha.
But not trying to make it sound cool.
That's got you. So tell us about the album. How many tracks? Like, what are your favorite tracks?
So on that album, there's about 12 tracks on that one. That album dropped this year, so it took a year to make. Finding the right artist to fit certain songs, certain tones of the album, and the tone I was going for, it was kind of dark and gritty, feel me, but still like that Bay Area type slaps. My favorite joints on that one is called there's a song called Whatever I Say featuring Get an Indie and Baby Lana.
Mm-hmm.
That one go kind of crazy. That's a cool little twerk song. Feel me?
Gotcha.
And then, also, I didn't only just produce that one. It was co-produced by Reek Got Heat. He from the city, so he got bars too on making beats. What else is on there? Another one is called Alienated Thoughts, and that's when my homie Spider. We both had a friend who passed away 2 years ago, so the song was for him. So it's like it's a pretty emotional song. Like I sampled like a heartbeat monitor,
mm-hmm.
like the beeps.
Mm-hmm.
I sampled it going from one year to the other year, instead of claps, it's those. So it's kind of a dope sound with that one. And I'm trying to think of my last one. I'll probably say they're all pretty good. Another one's called Mr. Lonely. I sampled Lonely by Akon. That one's pretty good. It's by Fast Eddie. It's kind of a dark tone, dark Bay Area tone. Slaps though.
Got you. So, in terms of DJs, like, I always felt like we're all, whatever lane we're in, there's got to be some inspiration hanging around us.
Mm-hmm.
Who are your top 3 favorite DJs in the industry and why?
Okay. Top 3 favorite DJs in the industry.
Maybe just name a couple.
Okay. Alright, let me see. Top 3 DJs. I would like to say, because I'm going to mix them up with producing too. So.
No, you don't. It don't matter. I mean, as long as DJ's in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like DJ Mustard, he's smooth. Even though he changed his name to Mustard. But he makes dope beats, but also like in events, he could throw dope events too.
Yeah.
So as long as you get the crowd going, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
DJ Mustard is pretty good. I'd like to say DJ Lex Jones. Is that old one here? Nah, I can't say that. DJ Snake is pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty dope.
Huge.
He's pretty dope. He does dope events too. Makes dope music also.
DJ Snake is probably one of the most successful DJs in the world right now.
Exactly.
Right? And got huge songs. I think he just went gold or platinum with his song with Megan Thee Stallion. It's a huge choice. I actually know his manager.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? And for your third.
That's it. Damn. Like, trying to think. DJ. I said DJ Snake. I said DJ Mustard. I think I need one more. I mean, Khaled is cool too, in terms of making the music. I don't know how he is in DJing because I never really peeped on that.
He was cool? Huge DJ. I mean, yeah, he was I forgot the DJ or the radio station in Florida, but yeah, the top DJ on radio during his time for sure. Yeah, like I mean, you guys have a lot in common in the sense that you guys are both song arranging. You know what I mean? Although he was on the radio, and I think what, got him popping was, like, yeah, he's obviously got a great personality, and so he's got a lot of his own, I don't know what you call it. It's kind of like when you're on The Breakfast Club, right? He's got a drop on there that's pretty famous where it's like, stop it. You played yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so he always got something like, like he there for that moment. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, no, like, that dude have a lot of personality, and then, yeah, he's a hard worker, bro. Like, I think that's the thing about Khaled is, like, he's a hard worker, bro. Like, he come from the same, crew as the DJ Snake manager. Like, it's all Miami people. But, yeah, no, like, I think that's the thing, too, about that city, Miami, is, like, it's a big party city, and it's a very DJ-centric city.
It is,
you know what I mean? So you got, like, some of the biggest DJs in the United States residents to a lot of the big clubs on South Beach. So, like, yeah, I think Khaled definitely deserves to be on that list. So that's what's up.
Yeah, that's my third.
But is there any gold